whatever you like about Joe Biden, I know you will in the comments, but at least he's a lovely, cuddly, soppy old granddad, not a vicious, swearing old Actually, he is. Now, remember when Joe Biden became president, what a lot of people in the mainstream media said was, oh, any relief, Joe Biden, he's so nice, he's so friendly, look at him. In fact, he recently went on TV to say if anyone in his staff was found being rude or mean or obnoxious, I'll sack you on the spot. Oh, no, it's not this. I'll sack you on the spot. You know, he's like really anti being like a little bit of a bastard. Although in the 70s and 80s, he was plainly proper Larry, all in beige, looking like a baddie from the A-Team, dispatching like abuse and stuff. Well, apparently, the White House staff are all terrified of Joe Biden and have to team up into little gangs to soak up his vitriolic invective. Let's have a look at CNN talking about Joe Biden the baddie. And let me know this. Why are CNN, a mainstream media propagandist unit, talking negatively about Joe Biden? Is it because the Dems are ready to get rid of Biden and replace him with a new person that can stand up to the RFK threat, let alone the Trump, DeSantis, whatever threat? Or is it that they're trying to make him sort of seem like, oh, he's a badass, he's doddering? Doddering's the last thing Joe Biden is. A new report suggests that President Joe Biden is prone to yelling at White House aides behind closed doors and roping them in for angry interrogations. Citing multiple administration officials, the account of Biden's interaction with staff clashes with the media's frequent characterizations of the president as a jovial grandpa that adores soft-serve ice cream and aviator sunglasses. I love this guy. He likes ice cream and sunglasses. We're all scared of the old bastard. Also, that's not a good, image for a president, is it? And now, to lead the world's most powerful nation, this guy in sunglasses. This is delicious! We're wondering whether or not to have a proxy war with Russia. Can I get strawberry? Hidden from public view, Biden allegedly has such a quick trigger temper that some White House aides try to avoid meeting him one-on-one. Always a good sign. Some take a colleague almost as a shield against a solo blast, according to a current and former Biden aide. You have to use Jason Bourne-style human shield tactics to go and talk to him. But why? Because in case ice cream gets spilled on you. Biden's dressing down of staff often includes profane condemnation, including phrases such as, it's funny because they list his catchphrases. God damn it, how the fuck don't you know this? Don't fucking bullshit me and get the fuck out of it. Here he is, your favorite ice cream eating, friendly, sunglasses wearing president with his catchphrases. It's Joe Biden. Hey, get the fuck out of here. Don't bullshit me. I'll fuck you down your C-pipe, you shit of a gun. Instead of erratic tantrums, Biden's outbursts typically come in the form of angry interrogations. That's weird because an erratic tantrum, that seems like more of a regular way that people respond to sort of endocrinal fluctuations and just the ordinary tempers and tempestuousness of life. But angry interrogations, that's like the Gestapo. That's the sort of thing that fascists do, where he presses both senior and lower level until it becomes clear to others in the room they don't know the answers to a question. I should be okay. I'm quite a senior member of the staff. I should be okay. I've only worked here a couple of days. Both you bastard sons of shit bitches are in the firing line. Now get me some shit fuck ice cream, you pig dick. I don't know where I'm gonna get shit fuck flavor. Ben, Jerry, Haagen-Dazs, what do I do? The tactic has become so frequent that staff have named it Stump the Chump. I've actually tried to turn it into a quiz show to get through the trauma of it. No one is safe. One administration official said, well, Hunter Biden seems pretty safe. He's bombing about for all of the bathrooms. His laptop's unreliable. He's got a brilliant new job at Burisma. He's doing fantastic. Ted Kaufman, Biden's former chief of staff from his time in the Senate, said that Biden's meticulous approach to finding missing details in his briefs, I hope that doesn't mean his underpants. What the hell's missing from these guys? I said Y fronts, you son of a bitch, pig dick! Is not meant to embarrass people, but rather to promote better decisions. I'm wondering whether to send another $55 billion of American taxpayer aid to Ukraine. Okay, to help you guys make a decision, you're a shit fuck, you're a pig dick, now get me some strawberry ice cream! I think we should send it. Is the correct answer. What kind of crazy quiz show is this? Most people who have worked for him like the fact that he challenges them and gets them to a better decision. I love it here. When he calls me a shit-fuck pig dick, it's the best day of my life. What's going on in that White House? I love working here. When I arrived, my name was just Alex. Now I'm called Pig Shit Fuck Dick. I love having a nickname. We're one big happy family. And the people that are actually in the family earn a fortune. Aides that spoke for the report attempted to put a positive spin on the complicated portrayal of Biden as a leader. It's not complicated, it sounds like a right bastard. Noting that being yelled at by the president has become somewhat of an initiation ceremony for White House newbies. It's not like a holy communion. And now to welcome you to the White House. Come in, come in. What's your name? Smells good. Now get out of here, you fuck shit pig dick! Oh, it's the happiest day of my life. There's your ice cream. Now fuck off. If Biden doesn't yell at you, it could be a sign he doesn't respect you, the report proposes. What kind of crazy social dynamics going on in this administration where being yelled at is a sign of respect? It doesn't make sense as a way to run a country. Other aides claim that Biden's tendency to yell and incite is indicative of his high expectations. This is propaganda, and it's to make him out like, whoa, he's one of the best, this guy. Like sort of when people say about Steve Jobs washing his feet in the toilet and think, well, he must be a genius. He invented the iPhone. Well, he didn't actually invent it. He marketed it. But he washed his feet in the toilet. I can wash my feet in the toilet, you shit fuck. What's that on the back of the toilet? Give me another minute. Sometimes administration officials who are used to the overly descriptive speaking of elite schools. Now, you may have learned a lot of fancy words at Harvard, like democracy and respect. But here, you're gonna learn words like shit, fuck, and pig dick. Now give me some ice cream, you shit, fuck, pig dick. I've never felt more respected. Sometimes administration officials who are used to the overly descriptive speaking of elite schools struggle to begin speaking Biden. I was trying to get him like he's some sort of blue-collar street guy. He's not a blue-collar street guy. He's a career politician. The special skill requires aides to ditch their wonky language. Sir, we are deeply concerned that the counteroffensive against Russia is going badly. Listen, Poindexter, speak to me in a language that I understand. That's a motherfucking cluster bombs over there, quick smart, bitch! And speak as if they were talking to a close family member outside the DC bureaucratic bubble. It can take years to learn to navigate his moodiness. Fucking hell, how long have you got? He's been alive for 100,000 years. And anticipate what information he's going to ask for in a briefing. Sir, we're here to talk to you about economic decline, the decay of American cities, and the militarization of the police force. Oh, you think so, do you, Poindexter? You think so, do you, pig dick?
Behind closed doors, he's prone to yelling. It's much saltier language, and he'll really angrily grill into his staff to the point that some staffers are actually a bit afraid to meet alone with the president.
Really?
And sometimes they'll bring in an extra person or two in order so that the firing line is a little bit distributed among several different staffers. So we even talked to staff that went back to the early 2000s. And the fact is that this is a guy that has been professionally staffed for more than half of his life.
It's a bit like when Joe Rogan talks about movie stars and the conduct of, say, Will Smith. I don't know if you've seen Joe Rogan talk about that stuff. Let me know in the comments.
He was getting away with it as if he was living in a fictional movie.
If you have a leadership class that are totally detached from reality, that don't have memories of growing up in normal communities, except for all them weird corn pop stories, who have had staff their whole life, who don't know what it's like to be short of money, that don't know what it's like to suffer, to face serious... I know Joe Biden's had some serious stuff go down. He's lost children. He's had heavy stuff happen. But evidently, this report shows that we have an elite establishment that are detached from our values and the way that we understand reality. I've had money and I've not had money, so I'm not claiming that I'm free from comparable dilemmas. But I'm saying this person is in charge of the country, and a big part of his appeal was supposed to be this is a return to business as usual. Good old-fashioned American values, as exemplified by good old friendly Uncle Joe.
He's really, really tough on staff, and he already had that, as he calls, get his Irish up. He already had that Irish temper.
We'll blame the whole of Ireland for this.
Really lay into people, and in some cases, make them feel humiliated, make them feel embarrassed, and really feel like, and truly be cussed out.
It's sort of quite astonishing the way that someone can be framed as an exemplifier of traditional values, of compassion and conviviality, who just gave a speech about if you ever are rude to staff. It's astonishing, isn't it? Let me know in the comments.
I'm not joking when I say this. If you're ever working with me and I hear you treat another colleague with disrespect, talk down to someone, I promise you I will fire you on the spot.
That actually is in itself quite menacing. I can believe that he's quite rude when he says that, because he's not going, look, guys, as a team, can we be sort of polite to one another? Because, we're meant to be running the whole country, so we've got to, in a way, demonstrate the values that we're claiming we want to define America. He doesn't say that, does he? He's gone all a bit corn pop about it. If I hear you say anything, I will sack you on the spot, so as I will, and then I'll give you the job back because I forgot I sacked you. Then I'll sack you again. Then I'll see you the next day and forgot that I sacked you. So help me God. Corn Pops.
And Corn Pop was a bad dude.
No ifs, ands, or buts. Everybody is entitled to be treated with decency and dignity. That's been missing in a big way the last 4 years.
I suppose this is where the story becomes serious. Many of the people that voted for Joe Biden, living or dead, I'm joking, voted for him because he was presented as a contrast to Trump. Trump, a renegade, a radical, a person around whom there are accusations and allegations. This is traditional morality. The grown-ups, the adults are in the room, the serious career politicians, rather than the sort of radical billionaire outsider. But if indeed Joe Biden is behaving as these stories suggest, then he doesn't even have that point of difference. The defining point of difference becomes irrelevant. Doesn't that further demonstrate that it's the systems themselves that need to change, that all individuals are flawed, you, me, we're all flawed. No one can make a claim of superiority, let alone supremacy. And the truth is that what we've got as the President of the United States is a rude, crotchety, potentially senile, relatively inept, possibly corrupt man.
And that clip you just showed about, the standard he was setting for his White House, I can tell you some former Biden administration aides don't think that he's lived up even to his own standard.
What is this story about? Is it about usurping and replacing Joe Biden? Is it about presenting a Joe Biden that has some dynamism to him? Is it an attempt to create a character of Joe Biden? Because this is, in a sense, the phantom president. During the campaign against Trump, the main strategy was to keep him hidden out of the way. Now, increasingly, people are concerned about his ineptitude and frailty, and you have the emergent, dynamic, exciting, charismatic force of RFK emerging in the Democrat Party and becoming unusually popular without the support of gatekeeper organizations like CNN. What do you think this strategy is about? Let us know in the comments.
I mean, the political cynic in me wonders if this now makes him more attractive to voters.
Aha!
Away from the way he's being perceived by some as sort of the friendly Uncle Joe.
And I need to have some consultancy around PR. Let's present him as a doddery, near-dead, corrupt guy. No. How about this? He's a friendly uncle who sniffs your hair. No. How about this? He's an old guy who people are afraid to go in the room with. Well, all of these strategies are brilliant. How about a reliable, decent president with integrity? Oh no, that wouldn't work.
How has the White House received this? They must be thrilled by your reporting.
I wouldn't say they were thrilled. I would say there were a few advisors in the White House that I think part of the reason they may have talked to me is because they thought it wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world.
God, it's propaganda. Did you guess it?
Wouldn't necessarily be the worst thing in the world if this side of him got out a little bit.
So I was wondering. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, I think some people were like, you think he's senile. Let me tell you.
You think he's senile, let me tell you. He's an absolute bastard. Senile, probably. Bastard, definitely. Corrupt, it looks like it. 4 more years! 4 more years!
Sort of that thing. Like, I just got cussed out behind closed doors for, 10, 15 minutes for messing up this little small thing in a briefing.
So it's an attempt, I think this is an attempt, an extraordinary PR attempt to package Joe Biden instead of some decaying, decrepit Methuselah figure falling apart at the seams, held together only by a tradition and Democratic Party corruption and a kind of hierarchical legacy ideology where everyone gets their turn, no matter how much the public hates them. They're trying to make out that behind the scenes is some sort of Ice Cube individual that's so street, raw, and for real. Doesn't pretend to be some salivating, doddering, hair-sniffing stooge of the establishment. But behind the scenes, he's Batman, baby. Oh, you better put aside your Harvard, Yale, Ivy League bullshit. Uncle Joe's coming to town. Is this my ice cream? What flavor's this? Don't smell a picnic. I need a child's head as a sorbet. So there you have it. What is this story? A revelation that Joe Biden, in addition to being somewhat senile, is also somewhat unpleasant? Or is it an attempt to repackage him as some priapic from the street Wu-Tang Clan president who people can't handle? Not because he's old and doddering and inept. No, but because he's so bloody powerful, radical and renegade. I think that really what it shows you is that the political system broadly are completely out of ideas. They're beginning to recognize that populist figures who don't play by the rules are starting to reach people in new, novel and exciting ways that they cannot combat, most notably Trump, of course, and now emerging within their own establishment party, RFK. And in some bizarre panic, they're trying to portray Joe Biden as some sort of Rocky Balboa of politics, when in fact he's just another career politician, corrupt, hypocritical, and failing. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments?